Today Torah portion 14, Vaira, Bible Exodus 6 2 through 9:35. Vaira means I appeared. God is Redeemer, God revealed Himself, God saved His people, and God protect Goshen. America rise and fall as the empire, and Moravian fall is Endtime Goshen. I appear, Vaira, but now I will be known. Excuse me. Exodus chapter 6, verse 2 to 3. God appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as El Shaddai. God is God of covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And El Shaddai means powerful God. God showed him, I'm almighty and powerful. But he did not show his name, Yod-He, Vav-He, tetragrammaton. So we call it Yahweh. He was not known as Yahweh to the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So he showed his name, Yod-He, Vav-He, means I will redeem you, I will save you, I will free from you, and I will want to marry you. Yod-He, Vav-He means the God of the covenant. So end-time bride, we should know God as covenant-keeping Redeemer. So the fourth promise of redemption is when we do the Passover, we drink people of Israel drink the 4 cups of wine. So it's, for God's reveal Himself, for I will, Exodus chapter 6, verse 6 through 7. Vehoteti means salvation. I will sanctify you, sanctification. First. And secondly is Vehichelti. Vehichelti means I will free you from the bondage. And third one is Vegarti. Vegarti means I will make you blood covenant. I will redeem you. Only by the blood of Yeshauh we are redeemed. Okay? And the fourth one is Verlakachti. Verlakachti means I will marry you. I will have a relationship. That is the God of the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That is God's name, Yod-He, Vav-He, Yod-He, Vav-He, 4 letters, tetragrammaton. But Israel people do not pronounce it. But we know His name, Yahweh. So revelation precedes revelation, knowing God before trial. God revealed Himself before He saved His people. God revealed His name, Yod-He, Vav-He, before the flags. Internal revelation sustained faith through tribulation. So Pharaoh's hard heart, ego, resisting God's will, is very egoistic, self-righteousness person. So he resists against God. So Pharaoh is like an Antichrist. So plague means judgment on the false god. Nile to blood. Nile, the people of Egypt worship Nile as a god, Happy. But God, judgment on the Nile to blood means God control provision. And God give darkness. Darkness means God judge the false god of Ra. Ra is God of Egypt, but God showed Himself, God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yahweh is the true light. And frogs, also God of Egyptian, Heket, is a life. But God rules life. And that's our firstborn, is Pharaoh. Pharaoh also God, but Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Yahweh is God, judge, first king. So end-time Egypt, the world system is like a Babylonian system. Money, technology, government, Antichrist spirit. What is Antichrist spirit? Against God. Because Lucifer is the head of the Antichrist spirit. Lucifer against God, he want to be what he created to worship God, but he want to be worshipped. That's why he rebelled against God. So Revelation chapter 18 verse 4 said, "Come out of her, my people." Come out of Babylon. Babylon means Mammonism, technology, so they make a one world government and they will against God. So we live in end time. So Pharaoh is like an Antichrist spirit. Pharaoh possessed by Antichrist spirit. I told you the head of the Antichrist spirit is Lucifer. It resists against God. It's modern parallel, globalism, digital control, economic slavery, and chip. That's why Donald Trump against globalism, Donald Trump against economic slavery. So God raised Moses, bride to declare, "Let my people go." So sign and wonders and hardened hearts, miracle verse revelation, sign increase, but the rebellion also increase. Bride, we are the bride, fire in heart, oil in lamp, no compromise, no compromise, no compromise. Separation between Egypt and Israel, distinction of God's people, visible separation during the judgment. God protect the land of Goshen. So in the end time, during the judgment, God will protect somebody, some places, and also some will be collapsed. Exodus chapter 8 verse 23. The blood of Yeshauh, the blood of the Lamb, is the key to redemption. Covenant blood saves. That's why Yeshauh died on the cross, so he make a new covenant. Redemption only by the blood. It's a blood covenant. So bride covered by Yeshua's blood. We are covered by Yeshua's blood. So blood of Yeshua break all kinds of curse. Blood of Yeshua heal all kinds of disease. And blood of Yeshua overcome the death. Only by the blood we can become bride of Yeshua. So God made holy life, repentant heart by the blood of Yeshua. And Hebrew perspective, knowing the name means understand the identity. So El Shaddai verse Yahweh, El Shaddai means almighty and sustainer. And Yahweh, a Yod He Vav He, means covenant keeper who acts in history, shift from protection, partnership. So sanctify us and liberated us from the sin and death, and also redeem us by the blood of Yeshua, and God made us His bride. So Yod He Vav He, is 4 steps. That's why salvation is not one-shot event. Salvation is process. So God is covenant keeping God, so we have to keep God's covenant also. So emerging from the world system, end-time bride blueprint, distinction, Goshen. Specifically, God protect the land of Goshen. It's the voice of the centennial, Moses and Aaron. And end time, God also sent Moses and Elijah to save us from this land to enter into the new millennial kingdom. So now we live in the, in the end of the 6,000 year, age. We will see the coming King of Yeshauh. We will enter into the new millennial kingdom. And the finding of faith, overcome harsh labor and worldly pressure. The Moravian fall is Endtime Goshen. Because Moravian fall is God's covenant territory, protected by covenant. It's not only geographic, but spiritual principle. Covenant, blood, and community. Covenant with God. Yes, Moravian dedicate this land to God. And blood. Some Cherokee martyred because he wanted to protect his land. And they made a community here. Cherokee and Moravian in Yeshauh. So the spiritual principle of Goshen is a covenant protection. During the Passover, they put the blood on the door, means the covenant protection. We don't need any more lamb's blood because we have a blood of Yeshauh. Blood of Yeshauh is perfect. The blood of the lamb means blood of Yeshauh, Jesus Christ. Revelation chapter 12 verse 11. Covenant protection. And we make community. Goshen is not individual, not one family. Goshen is a community with people. Community and unity, it means one new man. End time community and unity is one new man. Jew and Gentile together in Yeshauh. How to make Moravian fall as a Goshen is practical steps, spiritual declaration. We have to declare God's covenant on this land. And we have to declare the power of the blood of Yeshauh. Second, apply the blood of Yeshauh. So remove the curse on this land and build a covenant community and maintain spiritual authority. And spiritual strategy table, spiritual declaration, weekly prayer and prophetic words, and blood of the Lamb, Passover, Lord's Supper. And covenant community, united Jew and Gentile indigenous people, Cherokee. Here is hometown of Cherokee. When they live here because of the Andrew Jackson government being forced, they cursed this land, so the spirit of religion and spirit of poverty and spirit of racism came. So when we reconciliation, Cherokee and United States, then God will remove the curse on this land. So spirit of the religion and spirit of poverty and spirit of racism will gone. Then God will reopen the revival work here. So I want to send a letter to Donald Trump. Please declare, say sorry to the people of Cherokee, and do for them, make a prayer house for Unity Prayer House, Jew and Gentile and Cherokee together. And prayer, fasting, intercession, teaching and discipleship, educate next generation. And spiritual order, maintain obedience and resist Babylon. The system of spirit of Babylon, Antichrist. System of Babylon is Mammonism. And Goshen in tribulation. So we want to build a Goshen here in Moravian 4. Protection in crisis, divine protection and provision and authority, community resilience. Psalm 9:1-7. And why Moravian Falls is the Endtime Goshen? Because I told you, Cherokee Nation, here is the hometown of Cherokee. They live here over 1,000 years. They worship God. But Andrew Jackson, Governor forced them move here from here to Oklahoma. Some resist. So they die as martyr. Here is worshiping, praise, and purification at the Moravian Falls. And Moravian received the revival 1727, August 13 in Herrenhut, Germany. So they came here and they preached the gospel of Yeshauh, gospel of salvation to the Cherokee, but they already worship God. And Moravian 24/7 prayer movement, they make a one new man here in Moravian Falls. So God made open heaven, open portal. So God chose this place for end-time refuge and end-time revival. Okay? That's why I said Moravian Falls is end-time Goshen. Jew and Cherokee and Gentile together in Yeshauh. This is the deed of dedication. This land, German and English, because Moravians speak German. This land is consecrated unto the Lord. They dedicate this land to God. That is the covenant. And the blood, Cherokee martyr. And one new man here in Yeshauh, Moravian and Jew, and Moravian and Cherokee together. So God responds when nation touch Israel, because Israel is not a nation like other nations. Because God made a covenant with Israel. Israel is the covenant nation. So biblical principle, any nation bless Israel, God will bless. Any nation who curse Israel or against Israel, God will against them. That is a biblical foreign policy. Bible, Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. And historical America rise and fall and deal with Israel. 1948, Israel was independent. America is first nation who recognized Israel. The president had as Truman. So God make America as a superpower. In 1967, Jerusalem restored. America support the President Lyndon B. Johnson. So America victory after Cold War. But in the future, if America divide Jerusalem into two, like a two-state solution, it will be disaster. America will lose her superpower and dollar power. Jerusalem will be the most important issue for all nations. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 4. 2017, Donald Trump declared Jerusalem is eternal and undivided capital for Israel. That's why he lost next election because of election fraud, but God chose him and he win 2024. He re-elected. When America divides Jerusalem, America will lose her superpower. Natural disaster and dollar power will be collapsed. So we have to pray for Donald Trump. Do not divide Jerusalem into two. That's why I will send a letter to him. Do not divide Jerusalem into two. And you are as a President of the United States, you have to ask forgiveness to the people of Cherokee and do good thing for them. So end-time lesson. Nation treatment Israel impact history. America had to higher covenant standard. Bless Israel, blessing. Divide Jerusalem, judgment. So end-time bride application. Come out, my bride, from Babylon. Babylonian system. Antichrist against God, Mammonism. And the bride must reject beast system, Babylonian system. We have to trust God for His provision. And we have to prepare for tribulation. Means we have to make Goshen community, end-time sanctuary, end-time refugee city. And we have to await the bride. Conclusion, where is the marriage covenant? God saved us. God saved Israel from Egypt to marry with Him. So at the Mount Sinai, God married with Israel. So Exodus means journey to wedding to Mount Sinai. Is wedding. Journey to wedding at Mount Sinai. So salvation is not one-shot event. Salvation is a journey. God keep His promise. God keep His covenant. So do we. We have to keep commandment of God. So the first cup during the Passover, God said, I will take you to be my people, to be my bride. So leaving narrow Egypt and entering is God's glory. That is our salvation journey. Blessing Goshen's heart in Egypt world. So we have to make Goshen here in Moravian for God's covenant, blood of Yeshauh, and we have to worship Him, Jew and Gentile together. Summary. God says, I am Yahweh, YHWH, means I am covenant-keeping God. I redeem you. I free you from sin. And I sanctify you. Then I will marry you. God redeemed us not just from sin, not just from hell. He redeemed us from Babylon, the beast system. Antichrist world, spiritual slavery. God gave us to make us His bride. The bride, the end-time bride, is being prepared for Exodus from Babylon again. The bride bless Israel and preach the gospel to the Jew first. Romans chapter 1 through 16. The bride should make Goshen sanctuary community and for end time. Moravian 4 is Endtime Goshen for Jew and Cherokee and Gentile together in Yeshauh HaMashiach. That's why we want to build one human prayer house and one human community here in Moravian 4 for the end time. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you that you call us